tell you one more story from the Gemara. Gemara says that there's a fellow who comes to Rabbi and he tells Rabbi, he says, poor man, he wants to eat. He asks him, what would you like to have? He says, I want to have a plump chicken. Today nobody wants a plump chicken, they want lean meat. In those days they ate fatty stuff. Right? I want a plump chicken and I want vintage wine, old wine. And the rabbi says if we feed every poor man this type of food, the charity fund is going to be broke. And the fellow looks at the rabbi, he says, you think I'm getting from you? I get my food from God. You should be only so lucky as to be the messenger of God to give me plump chicken and vintage wine. I have a copy of the story here in the book from the Gemara. Ketubot. So what happened? Anybody knows the rest of the story? What happened in Gemara? My wife knows, right? The rabbi's wife, who hasn't visited him in 13 years, I believe, came with a gift. What did she bring? Plump chicken and vintage wine. And Rabbi says, I'm sorry now, I apologize, please eat. So the Medragot Adam says, not only did the meal for the poor man did not cost a charity fund anything, the rabbi got a free meal. That's what Batahon does. But he says further, and this is the point. This poor man had no right to ask for plump chicken. Where's a poor man going to the tzedakah box? Give me plump chicken and vintage wine. Right? Old wine. What rights does he have? Who was it when they killed Osama bin Laden? There was a guy who made a bet with the Secretary of Defense. What was his name? He says, if you kill him, I'm going to have you drink from this bottle that's 100 years old that costs all kinds of money. They opened the bottle he promised. It was, I don't know how many, hundreds of thousands that bottle costs. I wouldn't enjoy such a bottle. But anyway, he wants vintage wine. The guy was unreasonable. That doesn't make a difference. I count on God that I'm going to get. So you can be really unreasonable. But God says, you count on me, you got it. I don't suggest you have a tahon for unreasonable thing, but you want success with a child. God says, he's my child and you're my baby. I remember I had the Rosh Hashiva of Baltimore, Rabbi Weinberg Alav Hashalom, came to visit my shul. And he says he feels like he's speaking to grandchildren because I'm a student, I'm a son, he's speaking to grandchildren. So, you have a problem with a child, God says, that's my grandchild, you're my child, he's my child. Your problem is my problem, you count on me, I take care of you. Anything else, Rabbi?
Does this work for shidduchim or
Shidduchim, sure.
Is there another party involved?
What?
There's another party. A child is a child.
But I mean, Shidduchim, it says all day, God, Kodesh Baruch Hu Yeshev, Mezavik Zavugim. Right? I'm not telling this story? I had a fellow came to me on Simchas Torah, not 2 years ago. And he says he wants to get a shidduch, a bacher. He wants my blessing. I said, my blessing is not worth so much. I'll give you a blessing. But more important, I want you to count on God that you're going to get engaged. So I want you to go tonight and have a l'chaim that you're engaged. And then go look for a girl. I said also, make a list who you're going to invite to the wedding. Right? So, and call me when you're engaged. So 6 weeks later, he calls me, he's engaged. I said, tell me exactly what you did. True story. So he tells me, he says, hey, listen to me, right after Simchas Torah, he invited his 2 brothers, L'chaim. I'm engaged. Who's the girl? I don't know. Who's the girl? I don't know. Okay. He went to a fellow who teaches the classes, the laws of marriage, are important. Mikveh is more important than Yom Kippur. So he tells him, I want to set up a time to learn. He says, Mazel Tov. Who's the girl? I don't know. He went to a bookstore looking for books on the laws. He didn't buy, but he looked. He prepared the list. The first girl I went out with is engaged. Then he called me many months, maybe a year later. He said, can't have a child. I told him, just like you, 100%. you're gonna have a child. And he invited me to the Mira. So, positive thinking works. God has a girl for every boy and a boy for every girl. He made it from the rib of the guy, spare ribs, and just have to connect. Just have to connect. God is almighty, and He's inside of each of us. Bezat Hashem, it's not easy work, it's hard work. But you do it, it's a pleasure. The pleading is good, the prayers are good, the closeness is good. It's tremendous, wonderful thing.